Joining us now to talk about how you should react through all of this volatility, Bolanos, CEO of Wealth Management Group. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, good to be back. And what a roller coaster it has been.
Yeah,
oh, my heavens.
Yeah, all over the place. But in the big picture, how do things look?
Well, in the big picture, I think everyone needs to remember just to regain some perspective. And I'm not saying that what happened in October, November, and December was normal. I mean, December felt terribly abnormal. There's no doubt about it. But in the greater context, corrections happen. These are healthy. And last time I checked, declines typically are followed by rallies that ensue, and we're going to be okay, but we still have an awful lot of work to do on the street.
So people watching their 401k plan, retirement plans, and watching it do this here, what is your advice? To just ignore it or to start selling?
Well, no, I would never say ignore it, but I would say this. Panic is not a strategy. I almost want to pound the desk this morning and say that. And every time we get velocity or just these declines that happen so quickly, you know, you get two voices screaming in the media. I think respectable voices reminding people to stay disciplined, to understand the why of their investing. But then you have other people that are saying, sell everything, buy gold, guns, ammo, and go to a bunker somewhere in Idaho. That has not worked in the past. It is not going to work this time. And I think people just, again, need to reframe and focus why they're investing in the first place.
So do you just go back and look at your overall plan and decide what you stick with, or do you just stick with what you have?
Well, I think this is a great chance to reevaluate everything that you own. It's a great chance going into the end of the year to say, why am I investing in this way? Why do I own these specific securities? Are these things still relevant? Because trends in the market ebb and flow, trends come and go, and there are long-term truths that, you know, need to be held evident. But I do think right now people should be improving quality in their portfolio, focusing on large, well-established companies, particularly those that probably are more dividend-focused, while still acknowledging the challenges. We got to grow our capital over 20 to 30 years. You just mentioned a World War II veteran that lived into his hundreds.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. My father-in-law, who's in his early 70s, has been watching this, and he was legitimately concerned.
Yeah.
For people who are, you know, retired or near retirement, what is your advice for them during this volatility?
I think if you are at retirement, in retirement, it is incumbent upon you to be able to look within your portfolio and say, hey, can I identify cash or bonds, things that are safe, things that are going to relatively hold their value so that you could cash flow if things to get worse? Because the only people who get in trouble if corrections turn into bear markets are those that are forced to sell when prices are low. So to your point, if he can look inside of his portfolio and say, yeah, you know what, I've actually got enough cash and bonds to ride through the storm, I'm going to be okay. So I think it comes back to making sure everybody has a plan.
All right. Because you certainly don't want a knee-jerk. We've seen what can happen in just a matter of days.
You can be whipsawed in a matter of hours.
Right.
The way the markets trade, the structure is slightly different than it used to be due to all the computers and the dehumanization of the exchanges, but that's a whole other conversation.
All right, we'll have you back for that one.
Thank you.
Craig, thanks so much for your time. For more information, check out Wealth Management Group at investwithwmg.com.